What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Shinobi Squad Podcast. I'm fan service Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella.
This past two episodes, we are celebrating the anniversary of this podcast. Officially turned 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
We busted out some champagne. This week, we busting out some fancy, spooky wine. It ain't even anywhere close to Halloween. But the marketing, once again, got Shauna's eyes. So what do we have over here, Shana?
We have what is called the Witch's Brew. And I'm not sure who it's by. I didn't say. Oh, Lila. I can't pronounce it. But anyways, it's a very cute bottle. It's got a witch's hat on it. If you look closely, there's a little cat next to the cauldron. They're mixing up some Witch's Brew wine. You're supposed to warm it up in a pot, a kettle, whatever it is. Hence why it's called Witch's Brew, because it's meant for those cold winter nights that you just want to snuggle up in a blanket and drink some nice hot cider or whatever.
Damn, Shauna, I didn't say give them a whole free commercial on our podcast. I just said show them what we drinking.
And we got, well, I had to do it big, It's like, this has become a little tradition of ours. And this one's called Head Games. And there's a holographic skull on the bottle. Of course, this caught my eye because it was shiny. And this is pretty much the same thing. It's just a spiced wine that you can heat up, drink it on a cold winter's night. And I also went ahead and chopped fresh apples into it. Kind of reminded me of when I had hot wine in France. And they put little apples in it and all kinds of fruits. So
let's give it a taste.
let's give it a whirl. Oh, geez, that is sweet.
Wow.
Woo!
Oh,
But it's really good, though.
it's hidden, yeah.
I don't really usually like sweet alcohols, but this is very good. When it comes to wine, though, you know, it's hit or miss.
I'm not a hot drink person, period. So hot alcohol,
It hits different.
yeah, like I was kind of weary about it because I don't like hot sake. And as Shauna said, we had hot wine in France, but it was also freezing outside.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
It's freezing right now.
Yeah, but we weren't outside by Notre Dame and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we're just in our house. We could just
I
turn
can
the
still
heat up.
pretend like I'm in by Notre Dame.
They were selling grilled cheese, expensive, fancy grilled cheese, and hot wine.
Oh, yeah.
Those two hit just right.
Oh, yeah. It was so good. It went so well together.
Yeah, that grilled cheese had like the ultimate cheese bowl. I was like, oh, this is why this shit costs 10 euros.
It was worth it. And plus, we kind of had to wait it out because it was so cold that day. But damn.
Yeah,
I guess I can get on this shit right here.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I can definitely see myself one day around the holidays drinking hot wine, telling my kids they ain't shit because I drank too much. You know what? You ain't shit. I didn't want you anyway. That's that hot wine vibe.
The apples I put in it is giving it a little bit more flavor.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more flavor, I should say.
All right, let's stop talking about this wine.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Definitely, if you happen to see it at a store, pick it up.
Yeah.
Witch's
Definitely
Brew.
heat it up. Definitely heat it up.
Oh, yeah. Look at our little mugs. Slytherin, of course, and he's got Gryffindor. I've always wanted these cups. All the times I've been to Universal Studios, and I've always seen these cups, and I've always wanted one, but I don't know why I never picked it up.
Well, because they were expensive, too.
Yeah, true.
These things were just so ridiculously expensive. But after owning these for 2 months now I see why. Like, these cups are pretty heavy duty and fine detailed. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
it's not just your like crappy coffee mug you buy your dad on Christmas because you don't really care.
Yeah, they got some weight to it.
Yeah.
Like it's made out of stone.
Mhm.
But these are our parting gifts to ourselves after we left California. So it reminds me of it.
It's not like we're going to be back anytime soon. And that Hollywood Universal Studios wasn't opening up anytime soon.
Nah.
They're not as reckless as Florida.
Yeah, they want to be as safe as possible, and I could really commend them for that.
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, the last two episodes we talked about anniversaries. And of course, Pokemon had to slip one more announcement in there right after we filmed that. If all the news they already told us for Pokemon 25 wasn't awesome enough, right after PlayStation had their State of Play
Mm-hmm.
live stream announcing their games and stuff, Nintendo and Pokemon was like, that's cool, PlayStation. But boom, Pokemon Pearl and Diamond remake or remaster.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, but there's more PlayStation. Boom, open world Pokemon game coming next year. Pokemon Breath of the Wild. That's what some people are calling it.
I can't wait for that. I mean, they've always had like an open world kind of thing going on, but it's always just a cookie cutter. Okay, here's a piece of a map you get to explore,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I thought the Pokemon games were open world-ish to begin with, so I'm definitely curious what open world is actually going to be.
Yeah, but for the games previously, it's more like there's more structure to it. Like, you know what to do. You know that you're going to get your Pokemon, train them up, and then go to the different gyms and everything. I don't think they're going to have more of that. I don't think it's going to be like that. If I was a Pokemon trainer personally, I wouldn't do like the cookie cutter stuff. I would just go out and do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to play that aspect of
Oh,
it.
maybe you can finally play it like how Ash lived his life.
Oh.
How we mentioned last week.
I see what you did there.
How Ash just is doing everything else
Yeah.
except trying to be the Pokemon champion. Maybe it's finally time for the Ash story.
Oh, yeah.
That you just make up as you go, because that's what it seemed like he was doing.
He got sidetracked a lot. He ended up finding like different kinds of Pokemon that way, but he just got like so sidetracked
Yeah.
and he got lost half the time. He didn't know what he was doing.
But then again, when you were Ash's age, how focused were you?
Right.
Like, how focused were you?
He was 12.
A 12-year-old out in the world by himself.
Right.
Jesus. Some 12-year-olds can't even get themselves up to go to school every day. Imagine Ash just roaming the world.
Exactly. Just happening to find certain things. Like
With-
the time he found Kangaskhan Pokemon. Why were you all the way out there where freaking kangaroos and shit were,
Yeah.
I don't get it. But anyways.
Yeah. Nintendo just gave PlayStation the FU right after their big
I know
announcement.
they're like, that's cute and all, but like,
That's cute enough.
boom.
Oh, you want to announce a Final Fantasy game that most people can't play because they can't get a PS5? Well, boom, everyone can play Pokemon because Switches are available. Yo, but speaking of that real quick, let's touch on that Final Fantasy Yuffie DLC. I understand a lot of people are upset that they can't play it because it is meant for the PS5 only.
Right.
The whole presentation was showing off the PS5 version of Final Fantasy, so which would make sense that their new DLC is made for the PS5. Also, part 2 of the remake is supposed to be PS5 anyway, so that also makes sense why it's only exclusive to that. Of course, naturally, people are upset they can't play this DLC because they don't have the consoles thanks to the scalpers.
Yeah.
I guess that's a real valid concern. What was kind of getting on my nerves online, though, let me keep it real for a minute.
Renji keeping it real. Ooh, yes. Speak your mind.
Sorry, but some of y'all was just out there exposing yourself. The one that got me was there was this dude that reposted his own tweet trying to make a point. He was that mad that he couldn't retype it on Facebook, so he screenshotted his tweet and posted it. It says something like this: "Oh, thanks a lot, Square Enix, releasing a DLC that can only be played on PS5. Where are we supposed to get PS5s?" That part, valid. But then the next part, I haven't even finished the base game yet. Pump the brakes. Wait. You haven't finished the base game that came out in March. You haven't even played the game. Why are you bitching about the DLC if
Right.
you haven't even played the original game that's been out for damn near a year now?
Yeah.
You sitting here adding Square Enix, trying to talk that shit. The base game has been available and you haven't played it, and yet you're mad.
Right.
What's the point of playing the DLC if you haven't played the base game?
By the time he's finished playing the actual game, the PS5 will probably be available to him.
Yeah. That is the next point. June is still a long ways away. There's a good chance PS5s will be available. Scalpers have been losing ground on selling these PS5s. They're not very profitable for them anymore. People have been holding their ground, not buying PS5s off of eBay.
It's good.
eBay takes a big cut, and then
Oh, damn.
PayPal takes a cut.
Okay.
And is it really worth it at that point to hoard all these consoles? No.
Nah, especially not right now.
Yeah.
We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and if people had the money to get those things, I'm pretty sure they would buy something that they need,
I took it a step further because I was being petty. I just kept seeing people so mad about the whole Final Fantasy PlayStation 5 thing. how am I supposed to play this game if I can't even get a PS5? As luck would have it, one of my Facebook friends happened to secure a second PS5.
Mm-hmm.
She already had one, but she happened to be on the GameStop website at the right time, and she was able to buy another one. Just trying to be a good weeb and look out for her fellow gamers. She is putting it up for sale at cost. She's not trying to make a profit. She's just trying to sell it to whoever will pay the price she paid for it. Unfortunately, it is the bundled one that comes with a controller and a game and a gift card. So it's about $700, which isn't too bad because the PlayStation console alone is like $500.
Right.
She's been trying to sell this thing for the last couple of days. Nobody's buying it. I'm sitting here scratching my chin like, all you people talking shit that you can't get a PS5. And here this girl is saying, hey, I have an extra PS5 that I'm not going to try to make profit off of. Whoever wants it, just buy it from me. Here's my receipt. Crickets. I'm following her thread. She's reposting it and reposting it. Her friends are reposting it. Nobody. I'm looking at people that live in her area. I'm just like, oh, weren't you just bitching about not being able to get a PS5? So, Petty LaBelle kicked in, and I started messaging people. Hey, I saw you bitching about not having a PS5 for the Final Fantasy DLC coming out. Are you really in the market to get one? To be honest, no.
Oh my God.
So you're just bitching just to bitch.
Wow.
Message someone else. So you're saying you would buy a PS5 if you could get one? Well, you're in luck. I know someone that lives in your city that has one. I don't think I'll be ready to buy a PS5 for at least another year.
Then what is your gripe?
And shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Stop bitching just to bitch. There's enough things in this world to bitch about that actually matter. And you're bitching about a DLC that comes out in June for a console that you weren't going to buy in the first place. Or in that other dude's case, for a game that you haven't even played the base game yet. Get your shit together.
That's why I don't pay attention to when people complain about certain things like that. It's like, because I know people.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. You're just full of shit. You just want attention, and you want to get online and like be a keyboard warrior or whatever they call them, and just you want to feel special for some reason. Like, just stop. Just stop.
Thumb thug. Keyboard killer.
Just
Website warriors.
Shush. Y'all throw me, man. Like, seriously, why are you complaining about something like that? You have no intention of buying a PS5, even if it came to you on a silver platter and went, which pretty much in his case, it did. Like, it pretty much fell from the sky. Like, an opportunity slapped you dead in the face. Oh, but I'm not ready to buy one.
Yeah.
So then what are you talking about?
Yeah. It's been days and she still hasn't sold it yet. I've been following the posts, following all the reposts, and it's just crickets. And it's just like, This is why I don't feel bad for certain people in their situation in life. You just want to bitch, but then when you can do something about it, you don't want to.
And for the people who didn't get a PS5 initially, that really, really did want one, they have one now.
Yeah.
Because we did try to ask those people if, because we had them in mind, we remembered them.
Yeah.
But those people already had PS5s. Yeah. They already made a way for them and picked one up. So all the other people, it's like, you could, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's like, then it's like, okay, so can't or won't. You can't get a PS5 or you won't get one because you can't afford it. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There was another person that I found interesting in this whole PS5 conversation. Someone had tagged them in the post. Hey, so-and-so, weren't you looking for a PS5? Then I'm looking at the person's response and they're like, well, I was, but I keep hearing this about the controller and there's no games out yet. And,
Yawn.
but then what I loved was their friend was just giving them a hard time. Oh, but weren't you talking shit about how you couldn't get one? I'm like, haha, someone else is being petty. And the guy just kept breaking down his friend's excuse, because the first excuse was, there's no games out that I want to play yet. His friend's response was like, you get one because when the game you do want to play comes out, you'll have it.
Yeah.
You won't have to wait, because who's to say when your game comes out, PS5s will be available. There's one available right now.
Right.
His friend just kept poking him, and then he finally came back with, well, I heard the controller has like these drift problems. his friend responds, yeah, and these controllers are also under warranty. So if yours does happen to break or have a drift problem,
Right.
Sony will replace it. So what's your excuse?
And now's the time to do it.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm glad that other people were being petty with their friends who were just bitching up a storm about not being able to get a PS5. And now that this opportunity's in front of them and just awkward turtle.
It's not being petty. It's your friends not wanting you out there looking dumb and sounding dumb on the internet.
Yeah.
Because you do. You don't realize, complaining is free. But when someone's trying to reason with you, just at least listen, because you sound dumb. And your friend is trying to help you, okay?
Yeah. I kind of felt for the friend, too, because I'm like, wait, that's just what we're doing. We're reaching out to our friends who said they wanted one.
Exactly.
And then friend after friend, no. And then it kind of makes you frustrated. Like, why am I wasting my time looking out for you? Like, next time you ask me to look out for something for you, I'm just going to ignore you then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some of these people did ask me to look out for PS5s or Xbox Series. I still don't know what the Xbox is called. Sorry. I'm not a Microsoft Xbox fan. Stop asking your friends to help you out. If you're not going to take it seriously yourself, then stop wasting my time telling me to help you.
Stop being dumb, okay? Jesus.
For those that still haven't played the base version of the Final Fantasy Remake, it is going to be free on PlayStation Plus coming next month.
Ooh.
So if you haven't bought it and you haven't played it, here's your chance. But if you didn't buy it when it came out, were you really a Final Fantasy VII fan anyway? Because they've been hyping up this remake forever. I think the pre-order was like 14 months long. Because I remember I pre-ordered it and forgot. I saw it went live. I was like, ooh, pre-order. And then over a year went by. And I was like, is this game ever coming out?
I definitely picked up Final Fantasy 12 Remake as soon as they announced it. I pre-ordered the shit out of that as soon as I knew about it. So, yeah. If you're not really a fan, then you can't have any reason to complain. Like, I don't understand.
All the Final Fantasy gatekeepers. Are you really even a fan? Because you didn't get the special edition that was like $500.
Do you even Kupo, bro?
Nah, but in all seriousness, though, if you haven't played it by now, your chance to play it for free if you have PlayStation Plus is coming up. So come June, same dude that was bitching that he hasn't played the base model, if you still haven't played it by June, then maybe you should just quit Final Fantasy forever.
Just quit gaming. Just go home.
Yeah. I think it's time to start reading.
You ain't about this life. No, in all seriousness, just think before you talk, please. Because y'all out here just looking all kinds of crazy. So we just killed the first bottle of wine. These cups are very deceiving.
Yeah, I finished my cup. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for some more. And Shana was like, that was all of it. What? One bottle fit in 2 cups.
Yeah, this is a very deep cup. So
anyways, enough about wine. Once again, this episode's like a commercial for wine.
Not sponsored at all.
No. But if y'all know some people who work with these companies,
or if you make your own spiced wine, feel free to send us some. Or
yeah, we'll drink it live on a podcast and give it a real review.
Oh yeah. Or if you make mead.
If you make mead, yeah.
I'm not too picky. If you make alcohol in general, like send it my way.
But not that like prison hooch. I ain't trying to drink no like toilet moonshine. Y'all can keep that. I know some people out there who got some prison recipes. Nah, I ain't trying to drink your booty juice wine.
They go, why y'all interested? Like, no, not that.
See, you gotta leave them doo-doo chunks in there. That's fermented. I ate some grapes earlier. I'm like, no, I don't want your fermented doo-doo grapes. But anyways, speaking of talking about shit and talking shit.
Talking about shit.
Let's get to what I kind of wanted to talk about today since we spent so much time talking about Pokemon and PlayStation 5s and wine.
It's what's in right now.
Yeah. But speaking of what's in, I've been seeing this article go around about how toxic cosplay has become. This article was called like the other side of cosplay that people don't talk about. And first off, after I read that article, I was like, hold up, bitch. I've been talking about this shit for years. So you better check my YouTube, check my resume, because you ain't new to this. But no shade to the author of that blog post or whatever. But she kind of claimed credit to be the first to talk about how toxic cosplay community is. It's like, you must not go online at all then, do you?
You must not actually be in the community, are you?
Yeah. If you're just finding out about that now.
Yeah,
like,
and it's shocking to you. Where have you been?
What time machine did you just travel through?
Right?
But anyways, long story short about her article, she pretty much just stated everything a lot of cosplayers already know about the popularity contest of cosplay, the gatekeeping, the ladder climbers, just all that stuff. The racism, the comments, the blackfacing, just all the stuff that people have been talking about for years. For some reason, was brand new to this person, and they just got fed up with it. Their article, their point of view, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I want to talk about how much that article got passed around as an excuse for people to talk about how they feel. It's not surprising that a lot of people took this article as their excuse to announce that they're probably quitting cosplay soon. And that kind of like took me back. It kind of hit me like, wow, people were really afraid to tell their friends that they're leaving the cosplay community. And that raised questions in itself. It's like this article was their like chance to announce that. So I'm reading people's captions and the comments below. The common thing is because the community is so toxic, people want to leave. And that just had me asking why. Why is general negativity and toxicity really making people quit cosplay?
Right.
If you guys have been following my YouTube channel for the past couple of years, you guys know I'm well aware of how toxic the cosplay community is and the issues. You guys also know that Shana and myself, we have not stopped going to cons. We haven't stopped cosplaying. Yeah, we acknowledge all the toxic shit and a lot of the BS that's going on, but it hasn't hindered our experience. It just makes me wonder, why is it hindering someone else's experience? So I thought maybe we should just share how we've been able to enjoy cosplay and this culture just as much as we did day one.
Yeah.
How have we managed to go through and survive the toxicity that's happening? I have a lot of friends who still enjoy cosplay and cons just as much as they used to. We can all agree that conventions and cosplay isn't what it used to be. Does that mean you have to just throw it away? No. Why it bothers me so much is I know how much this culture means to people. If it wasn't for conventions or cosplay, a lot of us wouldn't have the friends we have. The people we have in our lives all have come from this culture. It's a shame that my peers have to let that love of their life go. They don't have to, though. We haven't. We still continue to make new friends all the time, and so can everyone else. That's why it kills me to see people just want to let it go because of bullshit other people are doing. One of the biggest things that's making cosplay toxic is this idea of a popularity contest. What's been your experience with that, and like how have you overcome letting that bother you?
Well, there's a lot of that everywhere you go. When I moved to LA, it seemed to be very prominent out there because I don't know if it's just the weather's nicer or, people feel the need to, just be out there more. But like, it definitely did feel like a popularity contest, like freaking competition, if you will. And it was hard seeing that amongst the community, but it was also a given. Like, when you go to a different area, or they always have their own thing going for them. But like, this was like just way worse out in California.
Yeah. For those of you that haven't been to certain states and cities, some of these big cities, the cosplay scene is way different than what you're used to.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago's got a strong community. They're very tight-knit in a type of way. Detroit's got a good group of people. But LA?
That's a whole new story.
I'm not even talking about California. I'm talking about SoCal, Los Angeles area. That is a whole new breed of cosplayers. I can make a whole podcast just talking about that. Maybe I will one day. A lot of cosplayers that are in the community, they're also aspiring actors, models, singers, or whatever they went to LA for. Not to throw shade, but some of them failed at why they went to LA, and then they resorted to cosplay. They saw that cosplay was a new trending thing. They thought that would be their claim to fame and their way back into acting, singing, and modeling. So that's why I said it's a whole new breed of popularity contest that you guys have never experienced unless you're in LA yourself.
And before even going out there, I did hear people talk about LA cosplayers being like the master race. And what I took from that was I originally thought that maybe, okay, there are a lot of very talented cosplayers out there in California. A lot of them who make it big or who make a name for themselves move out to LA. I just took it as maybe that's what they meant. Like maybe they're just really good at making cosplay or good at crafting. I had no idea that this could mean like they're just in this like master race of just very popular and very competitive stricken people.
Yeah, that's a great point. In one of my videos where I kind of did a mock Hot Ones spicy chicken wings with Stella Chu interview, I asked her why she moved from New York to LA. She was kind of established in New York, but she told me she moved to LA because that's where the industry is.
Yeah.
She kept getting booked for gigs in California. So it made sense. Just with what you said, that's what I felt people meant by the cosplay master race. They're in California. A lot of the more popular cosplayers or a lot of the ones that do go professional and make money, they live in California because the industry is there.
Yeah, and that made a lot of sense. And I thought that had a lot to do with it. But it wasn't until I got there and I got immersed with the people and I got to know people or even meet them at conventions and everything to where I really understood what master race really meant. I'm like, I'm nowhere near the ballpark with this stuff. Like, I don't even think I'm going to get invited to a ball game. And for that matter, because I'm just not on that level. But I'm also not on that level mentally. I'm not trying to compete with somebody when it comes to something that I love to do.
Yeah.
It's something I love to do. I love making costumes. I love cosplaying. I love the feeling of debuting a new costume at a convention, meeting people, making friends, stuff like that. But a lot of those core values are lost, especially in California. Everyone's just out there trying to get it for themselves. I can't tell you how many people I have met out there, the master race of cosplayers, where they don't want to know my name.
Yeah.
They don't care about making friends. They care about making connections and money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Do you? I'm going to stay in my little bubble. I'm going to do what I do best, because once you get involved with that kind of thing, it kind of takes over. And at some point, it will change you. You don't have to conform to it. Living out there, I learned so much. I've met so many people. I've seen all of that. But, like, I didn't let it affect me. I'm not going to just throw away a cosplay just because I can't keep up with these people, you know? It's more like I see it, I learn from it, and it's good to know. It really is, but I'm not going to let it affect me in that way negatively, where I'm just like, oh, you know what, wash my hands. I'm going to walk away from cosplay forever because this group of people is ruining it for everybody else. They're really not. They're just doing what they know what to do for themselves. Has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with anyone else coming into it. It's just more like this is just what they're used to doing.
Yeah, the whole popularity contest thing, it is an issue, but at the same time, it isn't.
Yeah, it's not my issue.
Yeah. In California, these people are treating cosplay as work. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see it any different than a vendor trying to promote their artwork. I don't see why people get mad at cosplayers trying to make it a career, but vendors can sell artwork based on licensed characters. Like, I've seen people bitch, well, cosplayers shouldn't make money because these are copyrighted characters, da-da-da. Well, isn't fan art? This person is drawing their version of Naruto or whoever your favorite anime character is, and they're making money off of it. They didn't create that character. Just like how this cosplayer is dressing up as your favorite character, they're selling their fan art version of themselves as that person. I don't see it as any different of a hustle. It's still, you're still putting in work. Yes, it does change the dynamic of what a con is like. Now you see people, there's a chance that they're only there professionally. They may not even know who they're wearing.
Right.
They may not even care about the characters. They just know this anime is in. They look good as this character. They're there for business.
It's pretty much a press run.
Yeah.
Think of it like an actor's case. They don't really care so much about the fandom. They might get into it because they have to play a character, but that's what these people do when they're like cosplaying professionally. They're just there to portray a character. They don't care what's going on. Like,
that's a great example. A lot of actors that play these roles, they don't care what characters they're playing. You see that now with all these actors. You see the headlines. Denzel Washington wants to be in the MCU. Well, of course he does, because if he lands a role
That's
like
money.
yeah, if he lands a role like Captain America, he's gonna be in like 16 movies.
Yeah.
So of course, any actor that has any kind of sense, you want to be a part of what's trending.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of a big franchise. That's a no-brainer.
But because this community is so precious with the fans, they take it so wrong when they
Yeah.
see people who are just there for a job.
Yeah. If you really dig deep, do even half the people that play characters in the MCU actually care about the characters they're playing? You know, you think Chris Hemsworth is at home reading Thor comics and reading a script? Oh, that is wrong. I'm not going to say it. Thor would never say that. Chris Hemsworth is like, how much am I getting paid to swing this hammer? Cool.
Yeah. Exactly. They think of it different. Those kind of people can separate the two.
Yeah.
They know that they're getting paid to do a job.
Mhm.
They don't know the lore behind Thor or
Yeah.
the MCU. They don't care. And if they do, they don't take it personally. It's like, it's just something you have to understand. Like, not everything is for the fans.
Yeah.
Some things are meant to promote, or some things are just meant to make money from, you know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I want to give a really good example of this fine line. The time that I was on Call to Cosplay, the show, I was there as a cosplayer. I was there as a seamstress. I was there as a costume designer. I'm thinking like, okay, they're here to see my talents. They're here to see me like actually sew things in a fast-paced manner. I took the competition show as too literal, I guess. My opponent was somebody who was just there for a job.
Mm-hmm.
He had a partner there who was like a person who makes costumes and is like serious about crafting and stuff like that. But my opponent was not. And he was just there to show up, wear the costume, act and portray as the character.
He was just an actor looking for a check.
Exactly.
He even admitted backstage, he's like, so you guys actual cosplayers? Because I'm not.
Yeah. And I took that personally, and I want to give this as an example because I did take it personally because I was there as an artist. This person was there as an actor. With that being said, after that happened, after I really thought about it like that, I never did something like that again, and I never put myself in that situation again to where I would feel or take something personal, because it's not personal. It really isn't. I just want you guys to know, like, if you know these things are happening and you know it affects you, don't hang out with those groups of people. Don't get on that competition show. Don't do like, you know, there's things you can do so like you can like protect yourself, but you don't have to walk away from the whole community just because of one incident, you know?
When it comes to the popularity contests, I don't really see it as an actual problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to meet these people that just want the numbers. You also don't have to be friends with these people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need these people in your life. I know a lot of people compare their numbers to other people's numbers. That right there, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not anyone else's fault. Just because someone who may be a lesser cosplayer in your eyes, they may not craft as good as you, maybe they don't style wigs as good as you, and they have way more numbers than you, that is not their fault that they have more numbers than you. So why are you mad at them that you're taking it to heart? We all have those insecurity moments where we worked hard on something and we thought we would get more recognition. But deep down, that's on you. You made that a problem. And I know a lot of my peers are in this same boat. You can't be mad about a popularity contest in cosplay, then turn around and be mad that you're not popular. Like, you're creating this problem for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A cosplayer can't help that somebody recognizes them or people are following them. Consumers will follow and support who they want to support. How is that the fault of a cosplayer?
Mm-hmm.
Someone else being popular shouldn't affect you. What someone else does isn't hurting you. There's always going to be someone more popular than you. Say you make it to Jessica Negri or Yaya Han status and you have millions of followers. Well, guess what? You're still not Scarlett Johansson. You know? You're still not Halle Berry or Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to always be something.
Perfect example, Megan Thee Stallion. She's a black rapper. She loves anime and the whole nerd scene and everything. And she's getting all this love. Like, she's trending for liking anime.
I'm sure there's a lot of black girls that love anime who could feel a type of way if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They could be like, I'm a pretty black girl. I like hip hop and anime, so where's my love?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could be like, oh, that's cool that Megan Thee Stallion likes anime. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you make it a problem. I just feel so bad for some of my peers who can't let that go.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't value your self-worth on someone else's numbers because A, you don't know how they got those numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I met a lot of bitches out in California who bought their followers back when you could do that on Instagram. You can't do that anymore, but there's a lot of them who did. And I just look at their numbers and I'm like, and I look at what they do and I'm just like, there's no way. I know. I could see you. I see you. Like, there's absolutely no way you could have that many people that interested in you. But it's like, it's just one of those things. Don't get discouraged about numbers because, like Renji just said, you don't know how that person got there. And you don't know what under the table deals they made with the devil to get to that position. And you don't want to know. And you don't want to do that for yourself. So,
Yeah, some people could have truly earned their numbers.
mm-hmm.
If they told you exactly what they did, you may feel stupid like, oh, well, I don't work that hard. Well, exactly. That's why you're here and they're here. Sometimes you don't want to know that this person worked their ass off because it makes you reflect on how hard you're not working.
Mm-hmm.
Or you come to find out it's all smoke and mirrors that this person bought their likes, or they're in this circle jerk crew where a bunch of people are just sharing their friends over and over again. And that's
They
how
gas
some
each
people,
other up.
Yeah, and that's how some people get numbers too. I've seen that as a strategy where people who are in the same range of likes, if they're in the 20,000 follower range, they have like 10 other people in that range and they have a pact amongst each other. Every time I post something, you need to like and comment and share. So they just keep circle jerking each other and putting themselves out there. There's so many tactics to get these numbers, but is it real? Most of the time, no. Because what happens is these people show up at cons with their guest table. They believe their own hype, believe their own lie, show up at a con, crickets. No one's at their booth. They don't sell shit. They just wasted a weekend at a con sitting at a table looking stupid. So if anything makes you feel better about the popularity contest, there's a lot of that you don't see either.
Yeah, next time you feel bad about somebody or salty about someone else's numbers, next time at a con, go to their booth. See how many people actually know them in real life. And then you could feel bad or you can make your own decisions from there because online personality and all that jazz translates different in real life. Some people might only know you on the internet but don't know who you are when they see you. You're like right in front of their face and you don't know who they are. It's like,
oh yeah.
So don't take it that hard.
Shana and I have said this multiple times in different videos and interviews and stuff like that. We have been to enough cons where you show up at the little cosplay corner or wherever they shove all the cosplay guests, whatever they may call it at that con. 80% of the cosplay guests at these booths, nobody comes to see them. Nobody. I'm talking about
Crickets.
10,000 to 100,000 followers. You would think, okay, this person has 100,000 followers. Their booth is going to be busy. Nope. They just sitting there flicking paper footballs with the person that has 10,000 followers. They're both just bored out of their mind. And that's the shit I'm talking about. It's that smoke and mirrors illusion. Numbers don't mean anything. And that's why people need to stop comparing themselves to other people. That's what keeps me going. I don't get discouraged about that shit. There's been times where I've helped a friend of mine at a booth who has 200,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
More people came to say hi to me at the booth than they did him.
Mm-hmm.
Not to toot my own horn and shit like that, but there's a difference in followers and support.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people that came to say hi to me, they're like real supporters. They've been following my YouTube channel for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really rock with me. My friend, on the other hand, went viral on some cosplay shit, got a little buzz, so his numbers went up, showed up at a con. Nobody knew or cared who he was. That was one of my moments of clarity. Like, numbers don't mean shit.
And I just want to say from an artist standpoint, this world is not fair. It's not fair because you get caught up thinking like, okay, I put out this awesome artwork. I did this awesome thing, made this awesome outfit or this awesome costume, whatever it is. And then you see so-and-so getting more praise than you and they didn't even really put any effort in what they're doing or they just pretty much showed up and it just looks effortless and whatnot. But as an artist, it can discourage you seeing that kind of thing. I deeply understand because I've been there. As an artist. I learned that if something bothers me enough, if these people out there looking like they getting it and whatnot, I won't follow that person if they're out of sight, out of mind, I don't get discouraged about it.
Yep.
And that's what you need to do. At the end of the day, if that's what it takes for you to finally just, move forward and do what it is that you do best and focus on yourself and your craft, then do it. Because that's the only thing that's going to protect you at the end of the day. Because if you're so busy being so mad and so discouraged and so like salty about somebody else, then you lose parts of yourself.
Yeah.
And especially as an artist, you lose your craft, you lose your heart, your passion for something that you love to do just because you see so-and-so making it look like effortless, like they don't have to do anything or any kind of work. But again, on that same note, you don't know what that person does to like be that way. Like they might just be faking it for all you know. And like Renji said, when you find that out, you'll feel really stupid. And then by then, who knows? You would have put off your own work for like months or years just because you felt a type of way about somebody else.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Quality of your art doesn't always equal success. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Yeah.
We live in a world where the marketing of your product is way more important than the actual quality of the product. And that's something to keep in mind too. Some of these people are just good at marketing themselves. So of course their mediocre work is going to get out there. Best thing you can do is exactly what Shana said. If you don't see it and you don't pay attention to it, then it's not going to bother you. Sometimes you do have to delete these people, unfollow them, even if they're your friends. No offense to your friends, but sometimes if it has gotten that bad to where it bothers you, then you just need to step away from that person or just social media in general.
Perfect example. Instagram now has a mute button where you don't even have to unfollow that person if you don't want to. That mute button, keep that in mind for the next time you think you need to just completely walk away from a whole community just because you don't want to see it. Mute button. Perfect.
Yeah.
Problem solved. You don't have to look at it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, the popularity thing is always going to be around. Some people who are popular don't even know they're popular or want to be popular. I have friends who are like that. They're just totally oblivious to it. Are they evil people? No. Some of these people are like the sweetest cosplayers I've met. They don't want to be famous. They just happen to be popular. We'll flip it to you as the consumer. You could be sitting there hating on them. Oh, man, screw this person. They're so popular. You look like the asshole. You're just hating this sweet person for no reason besides that they're more popular than you. So that's why I said sometimes you got to check yourself. Are you really mad because the community is that terrible? Or are you mad that you're not getting what you feel entitled to? At the same time, you're contributing to that toxic culture because you're mad about something that doesn't affect you directly. It really doesn't. A person can have 1 million followers. You and this person don't even know each other in real life. Why does it affect you? Once I truly learned that and accepted that, I stopped caring too. Shana and I are also speaking from a business standpoint. As a business, you should be concerned about what your peers and quote unquote competitors are doing because you need to keep up. In that sense, it gives you a reason to care. If you're in this professional cosplay world and you're selling prints or whatnot, you know, you kind of want to see what strategies work. But if you're just a general consumer, you go to like 2 cons a year, this should not bother you as much as it does. You go to 2 cons a year. Is it that big of a deal?
And I love that. Something just like triggered that thought.
I saw it in your face.
I'm like, I know somebody, and I know a lot of people who do that same thing where they go, oh, look at so-and-so. Their t-shirt line popped off. Their fashion line did this. Their podcast is blowing up. I'm just so pissed about it. Oh, do you have a fashion line that you're trying to get off the ground? Do you have a podcast? Do you have a t-shirt line? No, but I was thinking about it. Then what are you talking about? I was thinking about... Get off your high horse, seriously. You don't even have a business. How can you hate from outside the club if you can't even get in? Seriously, like what are you griping about? It just all ties back to the PlayStation thing, where they don't even have a PlayStation 5 and have absolutely no way of getting one or even interest of getting one at all. But you mad at somebody else. It's like, why? Why do we do this to ourselves?
That's it right there. A lot of this negativity we bring upon ourselves, really. We don't have to see these people. We don't have to follow them. We don't have to care. But we do care. I'm guilty of caring at times. I've been on both sides. I've been the casual consumer. I've been the professional. I still cared when I shouldn't have. And now I don't care. That's what's been keeping me cosplaying all these years. I've been going to cons and cosplaying since 2007. And here I am, still loving it as much as I ever have. I've cranked out cosplays during quarantine even. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all see I've been dropping new shit. I still have more cosplays that y'all haven't even seen yet just because I stopped posting for about a month because I moved. People always ask me all the time, like, why do you still cosplay if there's no cons to go to? Because to me, cons and cosplays were never tied at the hip. Going to con is an experience. Cosplaying is an experience for me.
We do it because we like doing it.
Exactly. I go to cons for various reasons, but just to simplify it, I enjoy the con experience. Why do I still cosplay even though there's no cons? I never needed a con for an excuse to cosplay. I enjoy making new cosplay content. I enjoy doing the photo shoots, doing the videos. I don't enjoy the crafting as much as I used to, but I enjoy creating content from it. That's it. You strip away everything else. Do I care that someone else cosplayed the same thing as me and got more love? No. Do I care that I cosplayed something and no one sees it except my Instagram followers? No. I did it because I enjoyed it. I just recently dropped a cosplay. Not going to say which one, but I was probably the first person to get it done, and based on cosplay popularity logic, I should have been the one to go viral. I look great in it, not gonna lie. The cosplay was great. The wig was on point, but a more popular cosplayer cosplayed the same character a week after I did. His shit went all kinds of viral, all over the place. Like, oh, I'm so glad someone finally cosplayed this character. I've been waiting to see this. And I could have been like, well, F you, because I had my cosplay done of this character like 2 weeks ago. I've released multiple pictures of this cosplay. But yet here this person is getting all the credit for being first. It would have been an easy excuse for me to get mad and discouraged if I cosplayed for a different reason than just enjoying cosplaying.
As an artist, as a cosplayer myself, it burns your asshole. It really does. It's like, but I put so much work into it and I did this and I did that. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? And at the end of the day, you can't be so hard on yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just more people know this more well-known cosplayer. Sometimes people go viral, like nobody knows who they are, and they just like spark that match. And it's like you want to have that so bad. You want to find that. You want to finally do something that's going to finally get attention. And I understand that. That's a human thing. You can't get rid of that. No matter who you want to follow, no matter what community you stop being a part of. It's always going to be a part of us, that we're just human.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't have to be mad. I don't have to care. And it's one of those moments where it's like, you have to look deep within yourself. Like, are you adding to the problem?
Yeah, because there's nothing you can do about that. There's something that's completely out of your control. It's like, should I have used just a little bit more? Got to be hair glue or hairspray? Or I could have just did my eyebrows just a little bit higher. Maybe that would have made me viral. It's like, you can't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
You
and
can't.
If I get mad about this, am I really cosplaying for the reasons I claim to be?
Yeah.
Am I really just here because I love cosplay so much and I'm just cosplaying? Or do I deep down want a piece of that fame, deep down want my love? A lot of people don't want to admit that. It's okay if that's what you want, but be honest with yourself. You ain't no Angel, the perfect fan either then. You want something out of this, and that's fine. But just be real with yourself.
Right. You can't be mad if that was never your goal at the end of the day.
Yeah. Don't blame other people for your insecurities for what you haven't accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so another thing people have been talking about while passing this article around is the gatekeeping in cosplay. For those that don't understand what the term gatekeeping means, it's pretty much someone standing at a gate and they have their rules and regulations and they won't let you in unless you meet these guidelines. So I'm sure you've seen gatekeepers say things like, you can't cosplay from Star Wars because you're not a real Star Wars fan. They'll tell you what the requirements are for you to be allowed to cosplay this. You don't look like a Kyle Ren, or however you say the boy's name is, and Darth Vader, and Han Solo, and his furry friend. I can't pronounce words that have more than 6 letters in it, and usually the gatekeepers are dumbasses just like that.
Oh, yeah.
I see people talk all the time how they get discouraged because these gatekeepers tell them they can't. Why would you listen to a moron?
Mm-hmm.
If you physically saw this person in real life and there was an actual physical gate, would you take them seriously? So why care that they say that shit on the internet? If you saw this toothless guy tell you can't cosplay Kyle Ren and Darth Vader...
Kyle Ren. You can't be Kyle Ren. Like, dude, you can't even say Kylo Ren. Add the O.
I don't know what that circle means. I never learned to read past their certain letters. It's like a lot of these gatekeepers are just dumbasses.
Uh-huh.
Why do we give them so much power?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't listen when your parents told you what you couldn't do. You didn't listen when teachers told you what you should do. You didn't listen when senpai or big brother or best friend. You have passed up such good advice from people that actually matter in your life. So why are you going to start listening to dumbasses you don't even know?
Right.
That's what gets me. Yes, there's a big thing about race gatekeeping in cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look at the person's profile, it's some backwater, can't even pronounce the whole alphabet, married to his sister, got 2 teeth. Like, why are you listening to this dude?
Yeah.
The last time he saw a person was on TV. I'm surprised he even has the internet. And we're giving these kind of people power.
I know, like, how do you even have this kind of technology in your little straw house?
I know. I didn't know tinfoil got you Wi-Fi. Got tinfoil on top of his house. Like,
exactly.
This gets me internet and protects me from aliens. Shout out the signs.
I was just imagining that.
We give these gatekeepers so much power for no reason. I'm sure you've had plenty of this, Shana. That character's not black. That character's white. That character's this.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, dude, I don't care what you think this character's supposed to look like. And I've been seeing the meme going around saying when a black person is cosplaying someone who's not black, don't be saying like that's the hood version of that character. Because it's not. It's like these are fictional characters.
Yeah.
Fictional. It's like getting mad at the movie producers casting a black person to be Ariel from Little Mermaid. She's a fish. A fish.
She is a fictional fish. It's not like Little Mermaid was a documentary or a biopic of a real person.
Yeah.
You want to get mad that they're casting a light-skinned black girl as Ariel.
And is she not pretty? Is she not beautiful? Do you not see any attractive qualities in this person?
Okay. I just heard this on the They Ready stand-up special on Netflix. One of the comics actually said this. Y'all should be more concerned about who having sex with fish to make these fish people.
Yeah.
And Ariel has red hair, so you know it wasn't a person of color that had sex with a fish. All right? So if y'all want to throw shade, which one of y'all white folks out there having sex with fish to be making these little mermen and merladies?
Exactly.
So that's the bigger question. Why don't they have clothes on? Why you got little slutty fish kids out there?
Little slutty fish kids.
Okay? Y'all need to check that.
But you see how ridiculous that sounds? Now put that in the same mindset of like, why y'all getting so mad about fictional characters being portrayed a certain way?
Oh, no.
It's fictional.
Oh, wait. No, I ain't done yet.
Oh, okay.
Why does Ariel's daddy got so many kids? Ain't no one want to address why that man's a hoe? Who's the mama? Who the baby mama of all these damn kids? And these kids don't look alike either.
Well, technically fish are born in like the same sack. So like, it's like a litter of... I don't even know what they call it.
A litter of fish?
I don't know what it's called. But they're born in the same eggs. So, like, there's a bunch of them at the same time.
People should be more concerned about that than who plays Ariel. All right. Anyways, now that I've totally digressed what we're talking about. Oh, gatekeeping. That's what we're talking about. Gatekeeping. And we see that all the time. But what's funny, I just saw this on Cutie Pie Sensei's page, right? People have been giving her a hard time about cosplaying Hinata. Some of the comments literally say, Hinata's not black, she's white. Wait. Hold up. How many white girls you know named Hinata? Hyuga.
She's not white.
Let that sink in.
Listen to what you just said.
Let that sink in. Hinata's white. Okay, you find me one white girl named Hinata Hyuga.
Maybe Heather?
Heather Hyuga?
Maybe. Heatherway?
Heather? Her cousin's name is Neji. You find me a white girl named Hinata with a white cousin named Neji. Hyuga.
Maybe Nathan.
Heather and Nathan of the Hyuga clan. The only white people that come in clans are the KKK. All right.
He did not.
So
He did not.
they're not a part of no Hyuga ninja clan. The only clan white people are part of is the KKK. And they can't even spell that right. Clan
Oh my God.
is spelled with a C, not a K.
Not a K. I'm sorry. For those of you who didn't know that. I'm kidding.
I found that interesting. A lot of the people that are in the comments are people of color, black people, Hispanics, dark-skinned Asians. They love to say this character is white. Then you read the names of the characters, and it brings me right back to how many white people you know got these names.
Mm-hmm. Even Naruto, even though he got blonde hair and blue eyes, his name Naruto Uzumaki.
Mm-hmm.
Who you know who's white got Uzumaki as a last name?
If you put that name on a piece of paper, most Americans can't even pronounce it correctly.
Uzi?
So, once again, those are not white names and white characters. But it's these dumbass gatekeepers that are just like, yeah, they're white. No, they're not. So if that's your logic, people like you and the people you follow can't cosplay any characters from anime. Because I haven't watched an anime where a character was named Bob, Robert, William. Come here, William. Show me your jutsu. Show me that soul technique, Henry.
Henry.
Like, you know, it's like animes don't have these white names. So why do gatekeepers insist on saying these are white characters?
Mm-hmm.
Even when they dub these shows, they don't change the name to Robert and William. It's still Naruto and Hinata.
Yeah.
And the list of Japanese names go on. They may speak English. They may have fair skin, not white skin, but they still have Japanese names. So for people like you getting internet off of tinfoil on top of your house, understand that these characters are still ethnic characters, whatever their ethnicity may be. So with all that said, why do we give these people power?
And my favorite, the whole Star Wars shit. At the end of the day, they're all space people. Who knows where they came from?
Mm-hmm.
They're space people. They could be aliens for all I know. Like Princess Leia, like Queen Amidala.
I mean, technically, they are all aliens to each other. They're from different planets.
Yeah.
So they're not all from quote unquote Earth, you know? So they're all.
Earth is long gone by the time Star Wars comes around.
Yeah.
So who knows where they came from? You can't sit there and be like, oh, this person's white. They don't know what white is. Yeah, they're portrayed by white actors, but that's what we're calling them. What they're calling each other is alien. So if they look white, if they look green, blue, purple, pink, whatever it is, they're all aliens to each other. So how dumb do you sound talking about, oh, you can't be Princess Leia because you black, or you can't be Queen Amidala because you Hispanic.
And what's funny is like people in the Star Wars universe, they don't have a problem with each other's species and races.
No.
So why do we?
They be sitting over there talking to frogs and animals, and I'm like, do you not get that this is a fish that you're talking to? No, they don't care. The what was the prime ministers that were helping Dooku out? Weren't they like frogs?
The frog fish guys who just like
Exactly.
Every time I think that the guy with the squid head looking guy.
They were taking advice from each other, so it's like
Prime Minister Dooku.
They obviously they don't care.
Put up the reactor shields. Sorry.
It wasn't Homeboy, Jabba the Hutt, something that was like unheard of or never seen before ever, and they were all like fearing him, and he looked like a freaking Muck or Grimer from Pokemon up there like giving orders and like waving his fat finger around, telling people what to do. Obviously, they don't care, and they don't see each other in that way. So it's like, why do we?
Yeah, like people just taking the source material and just making it what they envision it to be. Then they bring it to cosplay and they want to set these guidelines. And a lot of these people don't even cosplay themselves, have never been to a con. And that's why I bring up the argument. Is the cosplay community toxic, or are the consumers of cosplay toxic? When I meet people through cosplay at cons, most of them are nice people.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why I keep going in the cosplay community. We'll have these few rotten eggs, these gatekeepers, but I don't believe as a whole it's the community. It's the new consumers being introduced.
Mm-hmm.
All these people are getting internet for the first time, coming out their backwater cabins and seeing people dress up as characters they know or like, and they just have these unrealistic expectations.
Aren't you supposed to be like, no?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be somewhere in society and not caring about what other people are doing on the internet?
It's like, that character's supposed to be white. Well, you're supposed to have a mouthful of teeth. Like,
And you're supposed to be at work right now. What are you doing?
exactly. I'm dressing up on the weekend. So, yes, I may not look and have all the requirements to be this character, but you don't even have the requirements to merge into modern society. So maybe you should focus on that before you start gatekeeping cosplay.
I don't know. Maybe you should go back to school and learn the rest of the alphabet.
Yeah, and spell clan right. So, anyways, let's bring it back. These gatekeepers are only a problem if you give them power.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to keep cosplaying and not care what they have to say. People are going to be in your comments. It doesn't matter what aspect in life you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not cosplaying, we all know about workplace drama, especially if you work in an office. You're just going to keep quitting every job you go to just because you know Susie in the third cubicle doesn't like you? Well, screw Susie.
Yeah. Screw Susie.
Because Bob in the other cubicle is, oh.
Damn.
And Susie's husband don't know because Susie a hoe.
Susie a hoe.
Susie a hoe for real, though. So we got to stop giving these people power that don't deserve any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's always going to have something to say, but that's the way life is. You can go to church and people are going to talk shit about you. Shana went to a church-related school.
I could tell you all about that.
And the drama that happened at a school? Ain't this Jesus school?
Nobody cares about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what you call it. It depends on how you act in it and like what you choose to do in that environment. And that just ties it all back to what we're trying to say. Don't let these people control you, because obviously if someone came up to you and said, hey, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, you know, you're supposed to be looking like this, comb your hair this way, you wouldn't listen. If someone was right here, right now, in your face telling you that your hair, your choice of hair color is wrong, and what the makeup you wear on your face is wrong, and the clothes you choose to wear is wrong, you would slap the shit out of them and get them out the way.
Yep.
So don't let them do that on the internet. I know it's easier for people to be bullied via the internet because these people don't know you. These people don't see you every day. And even if they did, they still would find something that they don't like about you. That's going to happen. That's just human nature. That's just what's going on in the world right now. But we know that. So why do we let it affect us?
Yeah, because honestly, you could just delete the comment, or you can just...
You could block the person.
You can just turn off your computer. Like, you don't have to see that.
Because people will make fun of you for whatever the reason is. You could be a saint right now. You could be completely 110% a positive person in the universe. You could be God, and everybody would still hate you. So it's just one of those things. You just gotta let it go.
That's really it. You just have to unplug and not care. Even the people you respect, the people you love and feel they could do no wrong, you read through their comments enough, and there's gonna be someone to be like, oh, yeah, but I had a dog that pissed on my car, and I did a GoFundMe to get new paint on my car, and you didn't contribute, so I hate you. You're a terrible person.
I had somebody hate me and report all of my pictures because I deleted them from Facebook because I didn't know who that person was. I did nothing wrong, didn't say nothing to that person, but there's an example for you.
I guess to sum it up, how does somebody enjoy cosplay and conventions through all this toxicity, all the negativity that's happening? Just stop caring what's going on outside of your circle. What everyone else does, at the end of the day, doesn't really affect you. If someone's out there getting super popular, unless this person's using their hundreds of thousands of followers to come take a shit on your house, it doesn't affect you. And I hate to throw this shade at some of my peers, but the reason why you're so bothered by a lot of this toxicity is because you have ulterior motives that you don't want to admit to. If you enjoy cosplay and convention culture just out of pure love, it's fun, you get to meet people, then you should still be able to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the truth for a lot of us anymore. A lot of us do feel entitled. A lot of us do feel we deserve something. And that's when you have to look within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A quote comes to mind from the great Prince Zuko.
Mm-hmm.
Zuko, you have to look within yourself to save yourself from your other self. Only then will your true self reveal itself. Bars.
Even though I'm trying to impersonate Uncle, I never know what he's saying.
But even though that was like a joke quote, if you really think about it, it does make sense. And that's what I'm saying. You have to look within yourself to see what the real problem is. Is it really what's happening on the outside, or is it within yourself? I understand if you feel that you deserve more followers, more this, more that, but that is a problem you brought upon yourself. You don't have to care about any of that, but it's because you want to. It's because you want to be popular. It's because you want to be loved by the community. You want to be loved in that popular kind of way. I'm sorry, but some of y'all have to admit that to yourselves. And once you do admit that and then say, you know what, that's stupid of me, then you'll stop caring. It's just that simple. Once you stop caring what everyone else is doing, as long as you and your close group of friends are having a good time at cons, that's all that matters. That's really it. And then if you have a person in your group that is a douche, that's a gatekeeper, or they're just out there trying to be popular and they don't really value your friendship, then you can get rid of those people too. That's it. How do we enjoy cosplay and conventions through all this toxic and negativity? It's because we don't care anymore. We know what we enjoy from conventions. We know what we enjoy about cosplay. And that's what keeps us going. That's it. You just have to strip away all the white noise and remind yourself why you're in this community to begin with.
Do what makes you happy. Don't look at other people's happiness and think, I need to do that so I can be happy. Because then it's like, you wouldn't be doing this kind of thing. You wouldn't be an artist if it didn't make you happy. So you got to remind yourself why you were doing it in the first place and bring yourself back down to earth. Because you think somebody else is on Uranus or whatever. No
I
pun
don't
intended.
think about people on my
Uranus.
I don't think about people on Uranus either. Anyways, I would hate to see my friends just leave such a big part of their life behind just because they think these outside factors are ruining it for them when it really isn't. It's okay to be overwhelmed with cosplay. It's okay that your life's getting busy. You don't have to go to every con anymore. You don't. You can just take your time. If you want to take a year off, the cosplay community, your friends will still be here for you. It doesn't have to be one absolute or the other. You don't have to be fully going to cons, and you don't have to just completely quit either. You can take a break and come back. Your friends will be happy to see you. Your friends will understand that you're going through some things, or you got to worry about finances or whatnot, and that's cool. But no one says you have to be like, I'm done forever. I'm just quitting. And that's what I keep seeing. Like, I'm quitting cosplay forever. Like, why? Are you going to do that about everything in your life? You play a video game and you can't beat it. Oh, I quit video games forever.
Right.
You start streaming on Twitch, because I know a bunch of y'all quitting cosplay to go on Twitch. But let me tell you, baby, that's an even harder struggle.
And there's still going to be more people that are better than you or doing things different than you are, and you're still going to be discouraged.
Oh, yeah.
But in a different way.
And you thought cosplay was toxic? People on Twitch will come right in your inbox.
Oh, yeah.
You suck. Why are you playing this game? And they will just keep talking shit to you all through your stream until you ban them. And then they will log on with their second account or tell their friends to come. So if you thinking cosplay was toxic, I got news for you, homie. Every community you join, there's some level of negativity. Someone's going to find something to piss you off about.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do? Just quit everything in life? Nah. Wish I had something positive to say at the end of all this. This wine's pretty good.
All I can say positive is remember who you are. Remind yourself every single day who you are and what you do and what you're about. Your circle of friends, people that make you happy, people that you can go to that are real to you and you can take advice from and talk to. That's what you need to be worried about. Don't be worried about these other influences or these other circles or these other groups of people that are not going to like you no matter what you do. So if you take anything from this podcast, is just stay true to yourself. And then that way you have nothing to gripe about. You have nothing to complain about. If it's out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't bother you. Just do what you do best, because that will last you a lifetime.
So with that said, time to promote myself. I gave y'all some advice. Now y'all got to help me out. All right. So make sure y'all follow the social medias. I've been going hard on Twitch lately. So is Shana. So twitch.tv/fanservice_Renji. Twitch.tv/Shana_Mostella. So yeah, that's just another way for y'all to connect with us in real time. I know a lot of people don't like watching Twitch because they don't want to sit there and watch video games. No, y'all missing the point. Twitch, that's your chance to interact with people live. The video games is just a visual. Sometimes streamers don't even have video games on. Like sometimes we have streams where we just chat. So if y'all just want to come kick it on a Friday or Saturday night, y'all need something to do, that's the perfect time, because we're starting this segment called Pajama Party, where we pretty much just hanging out. We might have a video game on just to keep the momentum going, but once people start talking, we'll pause the game. We'll start bullshitting and talking. Like, that's what it's all about. We're trying to simulate the pajama parties of the past, where you have your friends coming over. Y'all might have a movie on, but y'all still just hanging out. And that's exactly what we're doing, except online. So make sure you follow us on Twitch and tune in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know y'all be blowing us up in the comments and, DMing us on Instagram. And that's cool. We appreciate that too. And, we try to get back to you. But if you're looking for the interactive experience and you just want to hang out, like, that's a great way to do it.
I also have OnlyFans. If you're not a Twitch kind of person, I have OnlyFans. I drop sexy content every week. I've been pretty consistent with that since, I want to say, September. If you want to see content that I never put on Instagram, OnlyFans is the way to go. And you can definitely support me there.
Shauna's OnlyFans is also free to subscribe as well. It's just a way for you to see additional content that's not anywhere else, but it's also a way for you to support Shana as well. If you like a set and you want to unlock it, it's there. But if you're just there for the free content, it's there too. So it's just another way and just another space to get content. And I think that's it. That's all I got to plug for today.
Yeah.
I have an OnlyFans, which is free. I posted one picture because y'all just ain't trying to follow me on OnlyFans. Like I said, I'm about to post cosplay content that y'all don't see anywhere else, but I've just been waiting for y'all to catch up. It's free. It's just another place because Instagram sucks, to be honest. So I'm just trying to find a place where I can drop whole albums of my cosplay. Like I said, I have so many pictures no one has ever seen. I have whole photo shoots done that are just sitting in my computer just waiting for y'all to come see it. With all that said, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Shinobi Squad Podcast. I'm Fanservice Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella, and please do give us a thumbs up on this video if you love our content that we've been putting out with the podcast. Please do, because it helps the algorithm. It helps us. Why are you pulling your shirt to show the Cup Noodles logo?
Yeah. I was trying to flex real quick. You weren't supposed to notice me adjusting for the camera. Like, oh yeah, did y'all notice I'm wearing a Cup Noodle shirt?
Yes, dude. So please do give us a thumbs up on this video and all of our other videos. If you love our content, it really does help us out. So please do that. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, okay, bye.
Bye.